Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about my worst experience with unedibles. Oh my god. So let me tell y'all what happened. Okay. So okay. So I was watching this show, right? And wait. So I was watching a show, y'all, and I guess I don't know what happened. But you know how that conversation get real deep when it when it comes when it comes up not comes when it's about the male and the female, or if, like, the female making her money. And I mean, hey, she wants the man to either, have what she have or better. Okay. So now when it comes to vice versa, the male, they really don't care if you have money, but they want to control if they have more money than what they think you have, right? So that's when it comes down that what is called uh, that's when it comes down to that. I don't even know the word for it, but it was crazy. So anyway, so back to my story. So so my worst experience. So like I said, I was watching TV and it was just, it was very interesting. But I felt myself like just getting like really, really, really like getting really frustrated. Yeah, so I was getting frustrated with what they was talking about because it was like they went back so far to where it was really out of our control. Period with the African American you know rights and stuff like that. So they went real back real far. So anyway, so like I said, so I'm sitting here, I'm watching TV, and I'm like, dang, but that's not our fault. Even for the male, it wasn't their fault. You know, it was our ancestors. It wasn't us. So basically they were blaming him for what happened decades ago. Okay, okay, I understand. You know, males um they should have spoken up for, but I mean, still, I believe they should have went back that far. Okay, so that's what really made it like so interesting. So anyway, oh, my light's so bad up here. Okay, so anyway, um, you better stop. So anyway, so get back to my story. So anyway, so I started feeling some type of way, like, dang, this is crazy, that they, trying to hold him accountable for what happened. So anyway, so next thing you know, I, I started thinking like, dang, there is something I have to do. I was like, dang, it's something I have to do. But it was the weekend, so, and then, what was that, Memorial Day? This recently happened too. So it's Memorial Day. So, the main businesses are closed, representing, the holiday, for the holiday. So anyway, so I cannot believe that. It's so crazy. So I started freaking out like, oh my God, I forgot to pay my power bill. So I normally pay it, it comes out early, but you have that grace period to where you have time to pay it, right? So of course it slipped my mind. So I'm like, dang, I gotta pay it. But I have funds on the card, and certain cards I can't pay my bills with because they won't take the card. So I have to go and take money off of one card and then load, money onto another card to where I can call, and it's just a whole big old thing. So anyway, so I'm like, dang, it's right about this time. It's probably about five-ish, I want to say. I don't even remember what time it was. That's how I would have to look back. I don't even know. I have to probably look back and see what time I had called the dang on power company to see what time it was. Okay. So anyway, so like I said, so I started freaking out like, oh my God, I gotta pay this power bill and I don't have a way to, you know, let me first find out um, if the place is even open. That's what my main concern was. Because then, okay, if I found out if it was open, I knew I had a better chance of being able to still pay it. But what really freaked me out was um, after a certain amount of time, they send a 10-day notice out. And that's what really had me like have like a panic attack. So I was like, I told my son, I was like, let's go and check the mail. Let's go see if they sent the 10-day, then I'll know for sure, you know, what part of the grace period I'm in. Thank you, baby. What grace period I'm in. So anyway, so we walked to the mailbox, and my son, he's like, Mom, here's the mail. Lord, let me tell y'all. Mm-hmm. It was a 10-day notice. What you do, Mom? Come here, babe. Hi, Samai. Come. What you do? Come here. Come here, Samai. Come here, Samai. What you do? What you do? Okay. So, sorry, y'all. I had to get the baby. So, anyway, here, let's speak to Baba. Be a big girl. Baba? No? Okay. So, bye. Okay. So, getting back to the story. So, what happened? Okay. Yeah. So what happened? Yeah. Dang it. What happened? Oh my gosh. I got sidetracked. Oh yeah. So I got the notice, right? So it said 10 days on there. And I'm like, okay, let's look at the date. But y'all, I start having a panic attack to where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is actually happening, right? So, so I was like, son, come here, let me help mom, because I feel like I was just about to just pass out. I just couldn't believe that I had got a 10-day notice and I forgot to pay the power bill. So, so I calls the power company, and you know how it have where you can well, when you call, you're supposed to key in your number, all that stuff. That didn't happen, so it really freaked me out to where I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Why is it not asking me to key in my account number? right? So it told me, it put me on hold, and it was like, oh, we can either call you back, or you can just wait on hold. So I'm waiting on hold, and as I'm waiting, I'm still thinking like, oh my God, are they even open, or you know, are they gonna send my power bill out tomorrow? Because I still didn't know. I saw the date on there, but I still, like I said, I was panicking, so I really wasn't paying attention to actually how long I actually had before they would even do anything. So that's the part that I was like, OMG, this is not happening right now, right? So, I'm like I said, mind you, I'm on hold and I'm waiting for, a representative to come so I can find out first if they're open, and then second to see how much time do I actually have, because I'm looking at the paper, but my mind is just racing, and I'm trying to stay calm, but at the same time I'm anxious because I want to make sure I'm gonna have time and not be in the dark, with my two kids, So anyway, so okay, so like I said, so I'm waiting, and it took forever, it felt like, for somebody to get on the phone. So when the person came on the phone, um, of course it asked how can I help you? And that's when I asked him, I was like, okay, well, I was like, thank God you guys are open. That's why I was like, thank God you guys are open. That was the first thing I said, because like I said, I didn't know if they were going to be open or not. So secondly, I'm like, I was like, I got a 10-day notice, and I want to know um, how long did I have, because I'm not sure. So, so she, talked to me, but then she started asking me questions, and I'm like, OMG. Is this really the power company I'm talking to? Right? Because she asked for my building number, and she asked for my building number, and she asked for a number to reach me just in case, I guess, we get disconnected or something. So I don't know what it was, but it freaked me out. So I hung up the phone. So I hung up the phone. Because I'm like, wait, is this the power company? I didn't call the police, did I? Right? Yeah, it was so crazy because, like I said, it took forever for me to even talk to somebody. So my mind is racing. Man, it was just all over the place, and I'm like, oh my God, this can't. I'm like, dang. Let me, try to get a hold to my son so he can, help me make sure I'm calling the right number, because it just didn't feel right. But like I said, I felt like I was having a panic attack, anxiety attack. So it did not feel like it was a power company I was talking to. I thought I was talking to the police. So anyway, so I hung up. So then I called my son, and he's not answering. So you know how you on the phone, and you know how you on the phone, and well, you're looking on the phone, but I don't know. Something was just telling me you better make sure you push the right. You better make sure you push the right number, because you don't you don't know what could happen, right? So like I said, so mind you, I'm having this panic attack, and I'm looking at the numbers, looking at the names, and I accidentally called my friend that's in Arizona. So, um, hey, come back. So when I called my friend that was in Arizona, um, they were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." So I'm listening because it's a familiar voice to me. So I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm fine." And they were like, "No, wait, I gotta back up." So I called my son. He didn't answer. So I think I called my friend on accident. That's what happened. I called my friend on accident, and they called back. And when they called back, they were like, "Are you okay?" Because I don't normally hear from you. So it was like, what's going on? That was the perception they had. They had got. It was like, what's going on? So, anyways, so so I was like, oh no, everything is fine. I'm like, no, everything is fine. I just I was just trying to get a hold to my son. I accidentally pushed your number and pushed your name and it dialed your number, but I wasn't trying to call you. Okay. So anyway, so I'm like, I'm gonna call you back because I'm trying to get a hold to my son. So they was like, all right, you sure you all right? You sure you don't need me to, call nobody? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna call you back in a minute. So I hang up the phone with them and I call my son again. He didn't answer, so I'm trying to video call him, but it kept on coming up like he was doing a story. So I'm like, what is going on with his phone? Why he's not answering the phone? So I'm panicking about that too. Everything was just like wasn't what didn't feel normal, you know. So so what happened? So I was like, okay, let me call the power company back and I'm just gonna pay attention to listen. But the thing what got me thrown off was when they had me on hold for so long to where I actually forgot I was on the phone until I heard, somebody say something. So anyway, let me breathe because wooey, I feel like it was coming on, man. Okay. So anyway, so let me get back. So after I got back on the phone with the power company, okay, I talked to them and they let me know that I have time, you know, that the 10-day didn't start until that date that was on the paper. So that right there made a lot of sense. So I'm like, okay. She was like, calm down. Don't have a panic attack. Just breathe. She was, talking to me, and I'm like, okay, good. Because my thing was, I didn't want to call the police on accident. That's what I thought I was doing. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm here. I don't know police coming up over here. So anyway, so yeah, that experience was crazy because it had me thinking. One, somebody was after me, after me, and two, when I made the call, who was I actually calling? That was another crazy thing that happened. So, and then three, um, I want to still go pay it because I was not for sure that what the person was telling me was true. So that was another, thing that I'm like, dang, I should go over there and pay it. But I feel so overwhelmed to where I couldn't even do that. So I was like, maybe I just got to go out, walk out and just get some air. I'm like, let's just go. I told my kids, let's go. So we can just go walk and get some air. Maybe that'll make me feel a little better. No. So this is what happened. So I steps outside. I made sure I had my key. So I went and locked lock us out. Mind you, this is the weekend. We would have been stuck. So we walks out, and it's a truck parked in the back saying, what did it say? Heaven, heaven or hell, choose now your choice. I'm like, what? What? And I was like, son, do you see that truck? He was like, yeah, mom. I said, what do it say? But by the time he looked to see if he saw the same thing I seen, it was driving off. So he didn't actually see the words. I saw the words, and I was like, oh my God, oh, what is going on here? So I was like, no, we're not gonna go to the store. Let's just go back inside. We're not gonna go to the store. So then I called my friend back, and I'm like, yo, I just seen a truck that said, choose heaven or hell, right now, choose it. And I'm like, and then so they were like, oh, it was like, did you really see a truck like that? I was like, yeah. So, they were like, go ahead and just go to the store, go, just or try to just go for a walk just to get out the house for a few minutes. But I'm paranoid, and I'm like, no, I don't know if I want to walk to the store, So we walk, so we make it to the front, and the truck come by again. And I'm like, son, do you see that truck? Because I know I'm not tripping. He was like, yes, mom. I said, son, what does this truck say? He's like, mom, I'm not going to tell you what it say. I'm going to tell you what it say. I'm like, son, tell me what it say. So he said, I was like, okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't seeing things, right? I'm like, it's a big old truck. Now, about this time, it's dark outside. So I'm like, dang, this is crazy, So he walks over, to the store, and I'm just making sure, everybody, is normal. Because to me, I feel like somebody was after me. So it didn't feel normal. I was just like panicky. So I was like, let's just go get a drink, I got some Mountain Dews. Well, I got Mountain Dews, he had got Sprite. My son had got Sprite. So I'm like, everything seemed like it's normal. It don't look like, the government is after us. That's what I was feeling like. I was feeling like, oh my gosh, it was so crazy, y'all. It was so crazy. So beware, beware, beware when y'all, do such things. How about that? Beware, because I don't want to repeat it again, but beware of what is going on in your surroundings. Okay? And, yeah, it was something else, y'all. Something else. So, I just want to come into y'all and tell y'all that, like, it's more so like a story time. I know I was all over the place, but the story was still the same. But I don't know. So, y'all, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye.